They spinning.
I'm gonna start talking when that thing comes on. I'm right over the top of you.
Hey, welcome to Winston-Salem Christian School's Discover WSCS. This is our kind of regular Wednesday at noon. Chance to learn a little bit more about Winston-Salem Christian School. We've got a little bit of a different group up here today. We've got Miranda here with us, as she's always is. And then we have Coach Delaney Rudd with us. We're going to take a little bit of a break from our Portrait of a Graduate, and we're going to spend a couple weeks just kind of introducing you to some of the sports and different activities to do. And it seemed like it would make a lot of sense to start with girls basketball, because we have a lot of girls basketball around here.
Absolutely.
Well, so we're just going to do a little bit of a Q&A and hear a little bit about, from both of them, about our athletic program. So I'm going to start with Miranda and just say...
We just disconnected completely. I'm sorry.
I'm going to say, how do we get to a girls national? How do we get to so much girls basketball here? No.
Hold on. Hopefully we're not. I think. Okay. All right. Go ahead. Hold on.
Start over from the very beginning.
Yes. All right. Try it. Start from the beginning. Go ahead.
Here?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Welcome to Winston-Salem Christian School's Discover WSCS. Take two. Yeah, it's our normal Wednesday kind of meet and greet with you, a chance to give you a little bit of a glimpse of our school. And we have a little bit of technical difficulties, but we are back on and live. I'm joined with a regular here, our athletic director, Miranda Tilley. And then we got a new face. I guess you did this once with us last year, but our head of our girls basketball program and the coach of our girls national team, Coach Delaney Rudd.
Excuse me. His official title is Director of Women's Basketball.
Director of Women's Basketball. And that's a lot to direct, because we have a lot of women's basketball here. So, Brandon, why don't you tell us, like, how did we get to the point of just, you know, here we are, this small school, but for 2 years in a row, we've had a girls basketball team that's been in ESPN's top 10.
Well, all glory to God first and foremost, because if it hadn't been for this women's program, Winston-Salem Christian School might not exist in its current aspect or current look. So all glory to God for that. But also because of the man sitting to my right here, Delaney Rudd, he came in with the idea to bring in a men's national program that would begin last year, the 2019-20 school year. And Delaney has a long experience in girls basketball with his Phoenix organization here in the Triad and on the whole East Coast. And so it just seemed fitting to ask him, if we're going to put this national men's program together, we should probably be doing the same thing for women as well. And so with the current growth in women's sports, especially in women's basketball, there was no better person to pick up that job than Coach Delaney Rudd.
So, and then next year, what's going on in terms of girls basketball? Are we adding another team?
What? No, I'm just kidding. Yes, we've experienced such growth and success with our programs this year, and I'll let Coach Delaney to tell you some of those accolades and accomplishments. But we've experienced such growth and success that next year we will add a girls silver team. And if you're familiar with our family and our community, the silver team would be a traditional high school level girls basketball team. And so it will be a hybrid of some 8th and 9th through 12th grade girls competing on the local level and specifically within the Central Carolina Conference.
So, Coach, why don't you give us a little bit about just your history in basketball? You've got a pretty storied history starting right here in this town. Why don't you tell us a little bit about just your basketball career?
Well, of course, I played basketball at Wake Forest University, and from there, I had the opportunity of getting drafted and playing a little bit in the NBA with Utah and Portland, and had 3 daughters, which led to the girls' game. I was asked by someone when I retired from basketball to coach the Phoenix girls basketball team. Everybody thinks it's because of Phoenix Suns, but it's because of Phoenix Packaging Company. And they asked me to coach that team they were sponsoring, so I took because I've seen what happens on the boys' side, and the girls wasn't getting the notoriety and a push that the boys were getting. So I just thought it'd be a great opportunity for me to help my own children, which led to me having a bunch of children, which means that the Phoenix program grew from 1 team to approximately 26 girl teams.
Wow. So, and your girls have experienced a lot of their own individual success. Your actual biological girls, and then you've had a lot of success with your students. Why don't you give us a highlight or two? You've been here for 2 years now. You have done an unbelievable job. Just obviously the record speaks for itself, but just the impacting of students, the placing them in colleges. There are 1 or 2 things that stick out to you that have just been kind of highlights for you in the 2 years you've been here.
Well, just watching the program continue to grow, watching us every day, compete on a national level. As you said, we're a small school, but across the country, everybody thinks we're very large because of the reputation that the basketball teams are having now. And so just seeing the kids go from West Salem Christian to national TV, playing in the NCAA tournament, that's pretty exciting for me.
It's been fun to watch and just to see just kind of this culture develop where it's not just a national team, but then there's this regional team, and we've got a middle school team, and they have all kind of experienced success at their own individual level. And I think you've just done a great job kind of lining that up with the coaching staff that you have present. What are you looking forward to most next year?
Well, it's a new beginning. We're losing a lot of players this year that are going on to play in college. And just every year is a start over. I call it, we rebuild every year, basically, because we have so many international students coming in. We have new people coming, watching and looking and seeing and walking our campus just to see what we do here at school. And I just think that every year brings its own excitement. And I'm looking forward to the new kids coming in. I'm looking forward to a new season, new schedule from all aspects, from the silver team on up.
One of the things that I have selfishly loved from this aspect is I feel like we've used basketball to kind of introduce Winston-Salem Christian School to a little bit of a global stage. And so as far as the opportunity to introduce the academics and introduce the element of Christian education, I love the fact that we have such an international flavor to all of our basketball teams, but specifically our girls team. What's the hardest part about all this, managing all this stuff here at the school? Besides the coach that's sitting next to you.
Honestly, and I don't say this in a negative way whatsoever, that probably is the most difficult part for me. I enjoy the game, I enjoy watching the game, but our coaches they have so much vision and so much energy that it's very difficult to keep up with. And it's ever growing and ever changing. And so that really is probably the most difficult part. Also, we have a little bit of issue managing perception because we are and will continue to be an elite level program. And so sometimes we have to worry about, are there still competitive teams that my kid could come in and compete on? And so absolutely, that's why we offer the silver level for men's and women's basketball, and we offer the regional level. So if you're interested in playing basketball is a passion, there is a level for you to come and compete on.
Yeah, I think that's one of the really unique things here. You can literally come here and compete at the highest high school level. Or this year we had kids that were in their first or second year playing basketball, and there's a spot to grow and develop in that place as well. So while we're real excited about basketball, we're going to keep talking about sports and other just kind of fine arts and activities that we have here. What are some of the other sports that are offered here at Winston-Salem Christian School?
We have men's and women's soccer. We have women's volleyball. We have cross country, track and field, and we also have, hopefully, we'll be able to reinvigorate, re-energize our cheerleading and high school flag football programs next year.
Yeah, despite COVID took a bit of a hit on some of the programs that we had this year with just the available competition, but we're excited to begin the process and dreaming into next year.
Absolutely, and with a top-notch coaching staff in Delaney and in Coach Antonio Lowe running the men's and women, being both the director of men's and women's basketball has been phenomenal. We're looking to expand all of our programs and not just be basketball exclusive. And we just recently hired a new men's soccer coach. He's a local guy. He's coming to us from the Lexington-Thomasville area, and his name is Coach Mason Monk, and he has worked as a director of coaches in, I believe it's Davidson County, and he has coached at Thomasville High School, and so we are really excited to welcome a new line to the staff.
I'm excited. Don't get me wrong, Coach. I like basketball a lot, but I love soccer, so I'm excited for that one. There's a lot of other things going on. Tomorrow night, there's a fine arts performance of Who Tells Your Story. It's a program that was actually written by a group of our students that are here, and will be performed here live in our Performing Arts Center. There are tons of things going on at Winston-Salem Christian School, and so we just really encourage you, kind of next steps, if you're here looking at our school, the next step would be to go on and connect with our admissions director. Her name is Elizabeth Broughton. She's the one that's normally sitting here with us on camera. You can email her and connect with her. You can find her on our website, or you can even comment in the comments below on this video, and we will make sure that she is connected with you. We're excited about what God continues to do at Winston-Salem Christian School. We're going to talk sports again next week, and then the following week we'll dig right back into our portrait of a graduate. But thanks so much for tuning in, and we look forward to the opportunity to meet you face to face, and look forward to seeing how you can become part of the Winston-Salem Christian School family.